with the audience of all of these people who have come together to this event and they've all opted in and said, yes, I'm interested. I want to hear what everyone has to say. Well, you're also getting to know the other speakers very, very well. And so they can become referral partners and even possibly clients down the road. And so it's so valuable. The relationship building just goes on in so many different aspects when you attend events, when you speak at events, and when you host events. So hosting an event can be as simple as having one guest speaker go live with you. You know, maybe you could hop in to their Facebook group and share something valuable with their audience, and then you can do an audience swap and they hop into yours, or do a LinkedIn live together. You know, there are so many different ways to do it. So you can do the one other person with you. You can do a networking event. You can host a big giant summit with 25 or 30 people, which is what we did one year, which was great. There's just so many ways to do it. But the cool thing about events all the way around is an event is something people want to go to. So that is the power of hosting and speaking at an event.
That's right. All right. So you guys that are here watching the replay, like, what are you guys going to events? Like, are you speaking anywhere? We'd love to know, what you're using for your visibility strategy. So are you doing any kind of events like this? Are you hosting or are you just participating? We'd love to know. Drop those in the comments below. All right. So I'm going to get on my soapbox here for just a moment. Okay. So in addition to the internet, social media has leveled the playing field for small business owners. And honestly, it is one of the greatest opportunities that has ever happened for us. We should all be embracing this and we should be excited about this. Now, I came from corporate and in public accounting specifically, and a lot of my job, because I was one of the very few accountants who actually liked marketing and liked talking to people. The rest, not so much. So I was always the one who was given any kind of marketing or visibility assignments. And I tell you what, when I embraced the internet, I embraced social media, and it was a game changer because we were no longer having to rely on going in person. I mean, we still went in person to events, but gosh, I could reach out to so many more people so much faster by using the internet. And so we thought that was the greatest thing. And then social media became a thing. Now, I just want you to kind of put aside anything you think. I know some people love social media. Some people are like, it frustrates me. It feels like a chore. I don't even like being there. But I want you to kind of clear the slate from it and think about this from the CEO perspective, from thinking about it from your business, with your business hat on. Now, we're trying to reach as many people as possible, right? Because we know that only a percentage of people are ready to buy our offers at any given time, right? It changes, but it's only, and the current statistic is anywhere from 3 to 5%. Now that changes according to different factors, but let's just say 5% just for ease of numbers. So if only 5% are ready to buy what you have to offer at any given time, if you do the math, how many people, if you need 5 clients, then that means you need to be in front of 100 people this week. Like, let's say you want 5 new clients this week. Well, you need to be in front of 100 people this week for that to even work. Going in person, yeah, if you go to a very, very large event, but how often are those held? Not that often. And then you're traveling around, you're running around all over the place, but you can literally hop on Zoom and reach hundreds, if not thousands of people in a matter of like 30 minutes. So it's so incredibly efficient. The other really great thing about it is where our content comes in. So, we are posting content, we're putting it out there on social media, and sometimes it can feel like, why am I even doing this? Right? Like, I'm killing myself. I'm trying to come up with all this stuff and post it. But when we think back to what is the purpose of it, it can do the heavy lifting. It's supposed to do the heavy lifting in our marketing efforts. It is there to help us our audience get to know us. And then when we're doing something where we're commenting back and we're replying to those who engage, we're learning about them too. So it runs in the background. 24/7. So you can be off on vacation, you can be sleeping, you can be going out to lunch, you can be doing all the things that we dream about, the lifestyle we all want as entrepreneurs. You can be doing those things and still be making a difference in your business because of the content that you put out. Now, the content cuts through the barriers. When you learn to start the conversations that your audience is most interested in, that's when the walls come down, right? And then it doesn't feel like you're bothering them, they're bothering you, and it's a waste of time. Now, the other thing is that gatekeeper, remember Carmen talked about the gatekeeper at corporations, right? They're not going to let you talk to the person you really need to talk to who can make the decision. Well, that gatekeeper role's gone on social media. In fact, on LinkedIn, you can go straight to the top. You can go no matter high up in the food chain the person is, if they're the owner of the company, you actually can have a conversation with them right there on social media. So your content should speak to the pain points, the goals, and the gaps of your ideal clients, and using their words to connect with them on an emotional level. And even in business, even if it's business to business or business to consumer, it doesn't matter which model you have and who your audience is, connecting with everyone on an emotional level, that is how people build relationships, and people do business with people that they like. So I'm going to get off my soapbox now, but I just want you to think about social media in a new way and think about all the benefits that you have and how powerful it can be when you leverage it.
That's right. When you bring together the right content with the right conversion events and top that with visibility, you've then got a marketing strategy that will allow you to scale your sales exponentially and can become a rinse and repeat process. And that's what we really are going for here. Deirdre and I, we're all about simplifying. Let's find out what works. Let's create a process and let's rinse and repeat it so that you know that you have validated it. It works. It's not gonna, once you've run through it, you've got the framework down, and you can just rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. It just takes away so much of that strain, decision fatigue, any of that other stuff. You don't have to keep reinventing the wheel. The idea is to come up with your process, whatever it is, and then rinse and repeat for efficiency and effectiveness. So being able to do that allows you to scale without outsourcing further or delegating parts of the system, so that you can then spend more time building relationships with your audience, serving your clients, and onboarding new clients. And those are the impact activities, right? So there's several ways to scale and to get that efficiency into your business. And if you're not quite ready to hire and outsource some of that stuff, then you've really got to have systems and processes in place. And that's what we help you do.
That's right. And before we kind of summarize and wrap up here, I want to just look at a couple of the comments here. It says, spoke on a couple of podcasts. Hosting sounds painful. So I can tell you that it really depends on, hosting is so much fun. Like it can be super fun. And you start small, right? Like you don't go and say, oh, I'm going to have this major, huge summit. Or, even if you're going to start a podcast, like it sounds like it's really difficult, but it's actually not. It's not difficult at all. It's really a matter of the underlying part to all this. I think the biggest hurdle in all these things, it's content, right? Mm-hmm. It's about coming up with the content. Well, what am I going to talk about? And well, I talked about that last week. I'm not sure if I should talk about it again this week. It's really when you lack that strategy, when you lack that framework, and you don't have it laid out. Now you'll hear, there's all kinds of people pitching, get my free templates, you have all your, social media posts for a whole year done. Well, those are super generic and they don't work. And you have to come up with your own, but there is an easier way. And we are going to cover this in depth during our marketing methodology workshop, and you're invited. Now, the reason we came up with this workshop is because we experienced all those same things in the beginning. We were completely overwhelmed with how much content we needed to put together. How do we do that? We were trying to figure it all out, and we realized very quickly that we have to have a strategy here, right? We have to have a method, so that, because we're going to do this every month, we're going to do it every week. It doesn't really ever end. And so we came up with this method, and we want to teach you the exact process and give you the tools that we use when we're creating our content and marketing strategy. And it goes beyond content. This is about building your custom marketing framework with a simple to follow system. And it includes these conversion events and the visibility. You have to have all three. So why not have one system that includes all three? And that's what we're going to teach you to do. And when you follow this system, not only can you achieve your business goals, and it's, believe it or not, just in 3 easy steps, which we'll be teaching you over a 4-day, 5-day period, you can then get to the point where you can start delegating. Like, you can hire that VA and be confident knowing that you're not going to have to spend a ton of time on oversight or checking every little thing or having stuff put out there that just isn't you. So that's what this is all about. So if you go to EncoreEmpire.com/MMW, that's the registration page. We're going to start next Tuesday. And the pre-work, we have pre-work, and that opened today. So go ahead and register. You can get in there, you can get started, and it's going to save you hours and hours of time and a ton of frustration, I promise.
That's right. So we hope to see you there. And also, just so you know, pre-work is a little bit of exercises to go through and 2 questions that are going to set you up for success during the workshop. So it's not a ton. We value your time. We respect the fact that you're busy, and we've created this with that in mind. So we hope to see you there. It is a ton of fun, and we know that you'll get a ton of value out of it. So head over there, register, and let's get started. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.